Yeah, so the TGV will be the bigger double-ended race we'll do together, but we already raced on the Fastnet race and the Défi Azimut, so we had the opportunity to train a bit before with the smaller races.
Being a co-skipper is a new thing for me. I've done most of my sailing in a bigger team. I'm lucky to be sailing with Justine, who's got lots of experience with short-handed sailing, but now I come from big teams and being a navigator, so hopefully some of that will help me as a co-skipper on this boat. And yeah, I'm really excited about learning and growing into the role. So the TJV course this year is a new one, and I think it'll be a big challenge for everybody, but it's always nice, these sort of north to south races, because you go through lots of different weather. So we'll be starting in November in strong conditions in North Atlantic, low pressures and weather fronts, and then we head south, get into the trade winds, have some nice sailing, good downwind conditions, more steady conditions. Then we have to tackle the doldrums, so light airs, lots of convection, clouds, quite difficult and tricky. Before, once we're on the other side of the doldrums into the southern hemisphere, we'll be back into the trade winds for sort of quite tight upwind angles down to Fernando de Noronha. Then once we get around the island, we'll be heading back upwards in the trade winds, but downwind more this time. So again, some more nice sailing and heading to the Caribbean. We also have the doldrums to tackle again, but will be more wet, so it should be slightly less challenging. And then yeah, into the Caribbean for the finish.
So, Sci-Fi, what are the 3 things you missed the most at sea?
3 things I missed the most. For sure, the thing I missed the most is my family. Maria and the kids, that's an important thing. Trivial things, a proper toilet. And the 3rd thing, I don't know. How about you? What are the 3 things you miss most?
Good shower from time to time. Yeah, that's the thing I miss the most. Well, I think when you take the start of the TGV, the first thing for sure is to deal probably with the strong conditions you'll have at the start. So deal well with that, not break the boat, and then yeah, it all depends on the forecast at the moment of where we'll have to take the start. So we'll know more when we'll be closer to the race start.
Yeah, these races are always interesting because you've got this big block of trade wind sailing in the middle in fairly steady angles, but the decisions you make through there are kind of coloured by what happens at the beginning in the North Atlantic and where you want to cut through the doldrums. So yeah, and how you can get through the doldrums often depends on what weather you got in the North Atlantic. So it's like big things driving the forecast, so it makes it quite challenging.
Yeah, I think for sure I feel free to speak to Sci-Fi. For sure, he has a lot of experience on the navigation side, more than me. He's been doing that for a long time on a lot of ocean races. So yeah, I think I really rely on him on this side, but it's always good to try to put some input as well, and I can try to do that more as well, and yeah, I think we've been working well together, and we can continue like this.
The navigation bit is probably the bit that comes most naturally to me because I've done so much of it, but Justine's not afraid to ask questions, so it's good, challenge me, so which is important, and that gets the best out of me, so that's great. Justine, what do you like most about double-handed racing as opposed to sailing fully crewed or on your own?
Yeah, I think double-ended is a really good mix because you sail a bit, you sail quite a lot on your own still because you're often alone on deck and so on. So you have a bit of single-handed skills there. But it's also nice to have someone to share the experience with. You can push the boat more if you're two-handed for sure. So and it's also nice to have to work with someone, deal with someone, and try to make the most of the duo. So yeah, it's a configuration I really like. And what about you, Sci-Fi?
I'm really enjoying it. Two-handed sailing is quite new to me, so I'm really enjoying learning about it. But I think it's really nice. For me, I've done most of my sailing in like in big teams. You get very specialised and only really get to do sort of one area. So the two-handed thing's really nice, is because you get to be involved in everything and do so much more. And yeah, so even sail a little bit on your own sometimes and that sort of stuff. But it's good that there's always, you know, you've got a teammate there to work with and share all the experience with. So it's good, like you say, a nice mix of the two. I think we complement each other quite well. I think we come from sort of slightly different sailing cultures. Obviously mine's been more of the sort of team sailing, and Justine comes from a more short-handed background. And I think like that sort of mix of cultures and experience sort of fits together really nicely, and has helped us sort of get going pretty quick with this team, which has been really nice. And I think we're both like quite laid back and easy to get along with people. So like that's sort of been a good start. But I think our different experiences in different areas have meant that we found our feet quite quickly, both in terms of the performance on the boat, sailing fast, getting all the manoeuvres dialed in, and then also our sort of tactics and strategy. So it's been a good experience so far.
I think you manage that the fear of going just by training and feeling confident when you start. I think on most of the races, when you take the start, you feel ready. You know the boat, you know your coast-keeper, so there is no fear anymore. And I think so. Sci-fi, what do you fear most in life?
Not doing what I set out to do.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? Or not trying hard enough. So yeah, to deal with that, I'm just gonna give it my all.
Okay.
And you? What do you fear most in life?
Yeah, I would say not to make the most of it, not to enjoy every moment, and so I think we are lucky we are able to sail on great boats and live from our passion, so it's already a good start for that.
No, it's we've been sailing together for a short while now, and it's good actually. I feel very at ease sailing with Justine. Very confident to go down and sleep even when the weather's really rough, and it's really important to know that you're sailing with someone who could deal with anything on board, and I'm lucky to have Justine in that respect.
For me, I feel completely the same. I think we've been, we had some good opportunities to train and to deliver the boat and to race together. So I think from the start we found our sweet spots, both of us, and I think we've been really easy on trusting each other.
Sailed through a weather front in 40 knots of wind, doing about 35 knots of boat speed, and Justine was completely calm, so I'm good, ready for anything now. For me personally, like learning all this short-handed stuff and it being my first season is success, doing a really nice job of it, and feel like I've done the best I could. Obviously, though, we're competitive people and we want to get a really good result in the race, and I think we'll, if we start a race and feel like we've performed well and are up around the good boats, I think it'll be a good result. But I think competition comes from all over the place. We want to beat all the other boats out there. We're going to want to beat our teammates because we have two boats in the race. And, we'll see.
Yeah, so for sure, I think we'll go through quite a lot of different range of Musto kit on the TJV, starting probably with the HPX top sealed jacket and trousers that you need all the time when you go on deck, and even if we are sheltered. On these boats, you need to be well dressed, and hopefully by the time we are close to Madeira, we'll probably be able to take some layers off, and it's probably going to be quite warm along Portugal and along the Brazil. After, you just be careful to be protected from the sun. That's going to be important.
So Justine, if you could only take one piece of Musto kit on the TJV, which bit would you take?
I think I will need two at least. I will take the HPX trousers and top, because it's often me going to the bow, so you need to be well dressed to go up there to prepare the sail changes and do the manoeuvres. Yeah, I will take that. What about you?
I think I'd say the same. My HPX foul weather gear. Maybe that's what I fear most in life, is forgetting my foul weather gear.